Welcome to my channel where we from time to time share some issues of national and international concern. Today I'm sad to report about the sad ending of another young man who has fallen victim to ritual killing and inordinate ambition to make it without following the due process and the right channel. In this channel, severally I have raised the danger and the alarm over the increasing menace of ritual killing. This is a story about Peter Albert, a 20-year-old young man. He is into what they call in Nigeria 419 or advanced fee fraud, which is also known as Yahoo Yahoo. Advanced fee fraud using the internet are those who go about or who use their laptop, their, their telephone to go online to deceive people around the world and make them to part with their money, telling them some fake stories, and they fall for it. So Peter had been into Yahoo Yahoo business. In his mind, he's not making it. He's not making a lot of profit. So he wanted to blow, as they used to say in local parlance. He wanted to be big. He wanted to be a rich man. He wanted to be successful, Yahoo Yahoo. He contacted his friend, David, 18 years old, who is supposedly more successful than him. And he wanted to be shown the way to be successful in Yahoo Yahoo. David promised to take him to an Islamic cleric who will make ritual money for him and he will become rich. In the course of the interaction, Peter began to exchange WhatsApp message with the Islamic cleric. The Islamic cleric told him that he has been doing things like that for other people and that if Peter wants it, he can do it. He said that Peter has to bring 200,000 naira. And Peter said he had only 5,000 naira. And this exchange was taking place on the WhatsApp. Even the 5,000 was not an easy thing to come by Peter. So he promised to deposit 3,000 and then another 2,000. At the end of the day, the cleric decided that he would go ahead with the ritual that will make him successful, make him rich. And the ritualist told Peter, that when they finish the ritual process, a ghost will be giving him 5 million naira every day. A ghost, take note of that, a ghost will be giving Peter 5 million naira every day. and they started the process of the ritual. Now, when this Peter started this process of ritual, his father noticed that he was no longer his usual self. He goes out on the odd hours of the night. The father was so concerned that he literally was not happy with the vigilante group in the area because they were not keeping eye on Peter. Because Peter is his child who is raising as a single parent because the mother had been dead. So he was uncomfortable with what Peter was doing. To cut long story short, on the last day that Peter went out in the night to go and meet the ritualists who are doing these things for him, when he came back, he appeared disoriented and not his normal self. And the father was alarmed. So Peter told his father everything. And then gave him the code to open his WhatsApp so that he could see the messages they have been exchanging. That's between them, between Peter and the cleric. And thank God for those WhatsApp messages. It had become a clue to what transpired, and is now an evidence that the police are using to investigate this matter. Because shortly after Peter exposed what transpired, he died. He gave up the ghost. He gave up the ghost, which is very unfortunate. Here in this channel, we have talked about the inability of the young men of this country to follow the due process of money making instead of following ritualists, make believe. Because the process of making money is in the open. All the young people needed to do is to study the lifestyle of the successful. Many of the richest men in Nigeria, in Africa, and in the world, books have been written about them. All the young men need to do is to read about their lifestyle, what they were doing, how they did it, and copy from them. This idea that you can get something without paying a price does not worth it. And the price is not human sacrifice. It is not for you to come out in the night to be given 5 million naira every day. That's self-deceit. Nobody gives you that kind of money. Every night you come out, ghost will give you 5 million naira. What did you do for the ghost? The secret of making money is to provide service that people need. Provide service that people need. In the exchange of that service, you can become rich. There is no shortcut to it. Provide service, legitimate service. If you look at, in this country, Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, he provides so many services. In your kitchen, you see the services of Dangote. When you are building your house, you see the services of Dangote. Now, when you are going to drive your car in Nigeria, you are going to meet the services of Dangote, because very soon his petroleum refinery will be on stream. That is how to become wealthy. Provide service. And that is why Dangote, how many years is he now? How many years is he? It's over 60. And you think at the age of 20, you become a billionaire. A ghost will be giving you 5 million naira every day. You are a joker. Do you hear me very clearly? If you are among those who think a ghost will be giving you 5 million naira every day, you are a joker. Better go and get a life. At the age of 20, Peter has wasted his life. All the investment that the father, the parents made on him had become a waste. He's dead now. Only him could tell the entire thing that happened. But he's not there to tell the story. He's dead. Because he's among those who failed to listen. That the secret of prosperity, the secret of wealth is in the open. It's in the Bible. It's in the Quran. It's in the self-help books. All you need as a young man is to lay your hand on a book like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And what is Think and Grow Rich all about? It's all about story of years of research by Napoleon Hill, speaking to some of the richest Americans that ever lived, asking them what are the secret for their success. What were they doing? What did they do to become successful? How did they rise from nothing to something? And he compressed this into a book, subdividing the book in chapters that explain in details some of the processes, some of the decisions that these individuals make, which anybody can copy. And at the end of the day, the summary of it is that if you think, and you will grow rich. Because the process of thinking is the process of getting rich. Because if you cannot think, you cannot be rich. But a lot of young men have lost this, especially in this country. They love get rich quick syndrome. They love to deceive people. And many of them have now been deceived, even unto their death. Because if you look at Peter, his life of advanced fraud, internet fraud, for which Nigeria is having a bad image all over the world. It is to deceive people to part with their money without delivering the service promised. Now he has also been deceived. Yes, unfortunately and sad, he has been deceived. He has been conned into believing that his 5,000 naira he has given is going to give him the leeway for a ghost to be giving him 5 million naira every day. And if you multiply 5 million naira every day for 365 days, receiving such a humongous amount without delivering any service, you know how much it would have been if it were real. But he has been deceived. He's dead. And there are many people like him who are hovering around, moving from place to place right now in Nigeria, moving from Islamic cleric to Christian cleric to herbalist to several kinds of spiritual homes. They think that that's how they are going to be rich. That is how they are going to be successful. Many of them have been deceiving you into sacrificing family members, relations, mothers and fathers, children, because they want to be wealthy, they want to be rich. And I keep asking them, as I've asked in several other videos, is it how Warren Buffett became one of the richest men in the world? Is it how Bill Gates became one of the richest men in the world? Huh? Is that how it is? Rockefeller, he was once the richest man in the world. He has died several years ago. And his money is still in existence. His foundation's working, and other is businesses he left behind. Is that how they did it? By human sacrifice, by ritual killing? No. These people have written the steps they took. And it's a step that is not an overnight success. When you look at their history, you discover how they started small and grew from one-man business to partnership to a corporation. That is the way to go. But how many young men in Nigeria are ready to listen? Of course, there are many who follow the due process, who have gone through the wrong, they've gone to school, they look for job, they start saving, they open up a business. Some of them have gone into ICT and all that, developing apps for several applications, for solving several problems. But there are those who are not ready to follow the due process. And I'm making this video because of them. And I'm making this video so that those who want to copy it, then desist. Do not get involved. All you need is lay your hands on good books. If you cannot read, there are audio books. You can listen to them. Download them. Some of them have reached to the point where you can download them free on the internet. Listen to them from time to time. They will teach you the secret of the masters that have been in application for thousands of years. How to comport yourself, how to think, emotional intelligence, how to take action, when to take action, how to program your life to be successful, to be wealthy, to accomplish anything you set your mind on. Lay your hand on these books. Look for them. Self-improvement books. They are everywhere. If you're a Christian, you can see them even in the Bible. There are a lot of self-improvement quotations and verses in the Bible that will guide you, teach you the processes, the things to do. You don't need to sacrifice anybody. You don't need to kill anybody. You don't need to run around any cleric. You don't need to run around any herbalist who will tell you to go and kill your father or your mother or your brother or your sister or your girlfriend and decapitate their body so that miraculously or magically, rather, you become wealthy. Where is that done? If you go and look at the top 100 richest men in the world, how many people there in that list became rich through human sacrifice of their family members or other people? So people should get sense. Peter has wasted his life Now his accomplices, like David, his friend, and the cleric. I hope the law will take its course. The wrath of the law should, should be released and unleashed on them. Government must show that it is actually serious in fighting this menace and ensure that this one, there is evidence that he is persecuted to the end. And if found guilty, sent to prison where they belong. That will serve as a deterrent to others. Let me say it again. Ritual killing is abominable. There is no evidence that anybody has ever become rich through it. It's all about speculation, but it's a speculation that has gotten a life of its own because it's consuming people every day in this country. It is a menace that needs to be getting rid of. And there must be determination by the government of the day, by the society, to get rid of the root cause of this type of thinking. Because like Think and Grow Rich gives guideline on how somebody can think himself out of poverty, think himself out of any situation he wants to overcome. This also is developed through our thoughts. And thoughts are things. So the society must get rid of the mentality that everybody who is successful or people who are successful, that some of them became successful because they are ritualists. And they pass this kind of message around and discuss it at dinner table in their families. And the children are hearing it. If your neighbor is richer than you, don't go about telling your children that the reason why your neighbor is better off than you is because he's a ritualist. Because when you tell your children this, you are sending a negative message that ritualism or ritual killings work, only that you are not part of it. That is why you cannot progress. And that is a lie from the pit of hell. If you are not successful, there are reasons why you are not successful. You can work on it. But do not deceive children, because you cannot compete with your neighbor. And you tell your children that the reason why your neighbor is a millionaire is because he's a ritualist. And you are an upright man. So that is why you can make it. And your children copies it as they are growing up, and they are envying your neighbor and the children. So in his minds, the mindset of the children, while you don't want it, they may desire it. Tomorrow they go out and try to experiment. Since they already heard from you that money ritual works, only that their daddy was not strong enough, not man enough to be part of it. So we have to be careful the message we pass in our homes. The truth of the matter is that when your children start reading, make books available to them that will open their mind to opportunities that they can take advantage of. Please, for God's sake, don't deceive your children by telling them that all rich people are ritualists. All rich people did something horrible. Because by when you are telling them like that, they may begin to believe you that ritualists are actually those on top. They are the ones that could make money. Only that their daddy is not a ritualist, so he has reserved himself to his life of lack. That's not true. Anybody can be wealthy. Anybody can be rich. If the person follows the steps that rich people follows. It's as simple as that. So let us not implant ritualism in our homes by bad-mouthing our neighbor who is successful and telling our children that he is successful because he's a ritualist. He belonged to a cult. He did this or he did that. Teach your children the principles of wealth creation. Buy books for them. When your child reach a certain age, one of your birthday gifts to your child should be Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and several other self-improvement books. Let them be reading it. Let it be birthday gifts that your children will treasure. It will change their life. Thank you very much for your patience in listening to this video. And before you leave, please subscribe to our channel so that when we release this type of video, you will be among the first to know. Because we keep on bringing up this type of information to help us change our society for the better and encourage people to grow wealth through the right channel without harming anybody, without killing anybody, without defrauding anybody. Just letting people know that your service can make you rich. You don't need to defraud anybody. And we believe strongly that you can think and grow rich. But you cannot kill and grow rich. You will end up in jail. Thank you for watching.